So today is finally the day when we'll leave the Canary Islands. We've got pretty stormy weather right now, stormy seas, so we got delayed by a week. But we'll gotta start somewhere, so we're gonna start today. For of you who are new to this channel, I'm kind of trying to hitchhike from Germany to the Amazon rainforest. And right now I'm trying to hitchhike across the Atlantic to go to the Caribbean and then to South America. Let me introduce you quickly to my crew. We've got Joe, which is the captain from America. He also is like, normally he charters this boat, so people pay him to ride him around. And then we've got Mike, who works for the American military to test like weapon system and stuff. And they're both friends from high school, and they needed another crew member.
With that, we started the motor, pulled up the sails, and went on our way.
We're less than 6 hours in, and I already threw up twice. And I know that for the next few days it's only getting worse before it gets better. It's not a good thing.
Our goal for today was just to anchor on the south of the island because the seas were still very rough. The boat wasn't moving that much since we lay at anchor, so I decided to cook some fried potatoes for everybody. On day 2 we just sailed to the next island because the weather still wasn't good enough. There we saw like some people living in the rocks where we anchored at, and I had the last opportunity to make some fancy food.
So we have day 3 today. We're about to leave the last island and start crossing towards Cape Verde, which means that I won't have any internet access from now on, and this means we won't be anchoring in the evenings, so we'll have some rocky evenings and probably some little bit rougher nights and some less awesome food.
All things considered, I was pretty happy, so now you have to listen to me singing some sea shanties.
Give away, haul away, we're bound for South Australia. Give away, all away.
Yeah, but that kinda didn't last long. See outside, the islands is way rougher.
Never thought I'd say this, but vomiting is one of the most pleasant things in life. If you're like seasick for days and days, and then you vomit, you get like a quick fix of relief. Like all of a sudden you don't feel seasick anymore. It comes back after like 10-20 minutes, but those 10-20 minutes, they're worth it. Vomiting is so awesome. It's weird, but that's just the case.
Anyway, I went down to the sofa to go to sleep because laying down and trying to sleep is just the best cure against seasickness ever.
The break of dawn, I just did my night shift, kinda seasick, threw up this night, and I also didn't sleep well because the boat is very rocky at night. And yeah, we're now at the point where we don't see any islands anymore. We're just in the middle of the ocean, and I think it'll take like 2 more days until we get into like a kind of more rough area, which I'm a little bit scared of.
So you might ask yourself, what do you do during an Atlantic crossing? Well, first I answer what I do not do. I do not go to the internet because I do not have internet. I do not read books because seasickness. I do not cook because seasickness, and I do not do anything other than staring at the horizon because seasickness. So I really just do 3 things, which are taking watch, sleeping, and listening to podcasts.
It's 2 o'clock right now. We're kind of in a small storm. The weather is kind of going crazy right now. I don't know exactly how fast the wind is because the weather instrument stopped showing the wind speed. Once in a while there's also like a huge splash which goes in the cockpit, which is why everything here in the cockpit is wet. I don't know if you can see it. Like those cushions, they're like all super wet. Like the ground, everything is wet because there's like all this water coming in. Right now it's a little bit better, but it's gonna be a long night. I have a 4-hour watch now, to 6. Oh yeah, wish me luck.
But one thing I learned on the Stern journey is that after every tough night there comes a sunny day, and on this sunny day we saw some freaking dolphins!
You really have to be here to understand
why seeing dolphins is so awesome, because you just have like these 4-hour watches and you're just there alone staring at the open ocean, nothing happens, and you get seasick and you're kind of hungry and you're kind of bored, and then all of a sudden these joyful, playful creatures come and they just play and they just have fun and they have no worries in the world, and they're just so awesome, and it just makes my day immediately. And as long as they're still here, I'm super happy and I don't worry about stuff. And yeah, you know, they're just like such a nice change in the empty ocean. Oh, don't fall off the boat. Another thing I learned is that after each happy dolphin moment there comes another night and another storm. So today is day 6. I'm doing my night watches today and we're in the middle of a storm right now. We've got around 5 to 6 knots of wind with 1 knot of current against us. We reefed all the sails as far as we can, and right now we just go with the wind, so we stop steering. We just go wherever the wind takes us. The sea is pretty rough out there. So there isn't really a lot we can do at the moment. And yeah, it's just kind of scary to think about it. If you may or may not see the wind, the sea outside there. If I fall off the boat right now, I'm pretty much dead. It's a death sentence, because you can't really see a lot and you can't really search for people. Luckily I have I'm like clipped in here. But yeah, I will probably either drown or freeze to death if I fall off. So it's day 7 right now. My seasickness is way better and I'm on watch right now. And if you might think that it's super exciting to cross the Atlantic, sometimes it kind of is, but most of the time in watch you're just sitting there and watching the ocean for anything to pop up. And I think last 2 days we haven't seen a single ship, and then you watch the monitors for like other ships, but you know, I think that there wasn't a ship in days. Maybe you look over the sails and the course is right, but basically you just sit 8 hours around here and not doing really anything. Kind of tired. There's really a lot to do. You don't have Wi-Fi. I'm still a little bit too seasick to read books, so I mainly listen to podcasts. I can recommend Ben Collins' Hardcore History. So I have to be honest with you guys, for everybody who thought that crossing the Atlantic Ocean would be like doing the Titanic pose in front of the bow of the ship, catching fresh fish and then cooking the fresh fish and whatever, doing yoga, meditating. Really, honestly, it's just basically you either stare inside the ocean for hours and hours and with nothing happening, or you're sleeping. And if you're lucky for like a little bit, you just throw some like stuff inside boiling water for cooking. But you can listen to podcasts. When I had night watch in the first hours of day 10, we finally saw the first lights of the island of Cape Verde, and soon the sun would come up and we would run into port. I was super happy to finally reach land, to not have the constant feeling of nausea all the time, to be able to enjoy like solid food and to be able to shower and use the toilet. We've got our passport stamped and then had a celebratory dinner. The story of how I sailed from the Canary Islands towards Cape Verde. We're gonna stay here now for 4 days and then we're gonna sail across the Atlantic towards Barbados or then Trinidad probably. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to do me a huge favor, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can get 1,000 subscribers and get monetized and tell people I do like YouTube for like a living and stuff, even though I probably won't make like any money, but it's sometimes it's less awkward, okay? Just if you want to do me a favor. Yeah, next video will probably be about me exploring Cape Verde, so look forward to that. I think it comes out in about a month. I'm like scheduling it because I'm like obviously on the Atlantic and have no connection for like the next more than 2 weeks. Yeah, and with that, see you in my next video.